because of the guilt producers, because of those who have taken the gospel and destroyed it. It makes me angry. But can we talk? There are times when I wince too. You know, I have issues in my own life, and sometimes I'm driven by guilt. That's why I teach grace, is because I know I so desperately need to be forgiven. I can read 1 Corinthians 6 with a list of the things that will prevent somebody from even getting to heaven, and I find 3 of my own there. Jerry Bridges, who's my beloved friend, wrote a book a number of years ago on radical grace. I never understood why Jerry had to write a book on grace. I don't think he's ever sinned very much, but he did. He had written on holiness before, but he wrote this book, and then he started getting the kind of letters I get every day of my life. People who are angry and upset, who don't think I'm saved, who think I'm giving cheap grace. If it weren't cheap, I couldn't afford it. That I'm giving people permission to sin and encouraging sin, and they are did I tell you about the man who called me up and said, well, he talked to the receptionist, and she was in tears, and she said, Kathy's not in her office, you're going to have to talk to this man. I picked it up, and he said, Dr. Brown, millions of people are in hell because of you. Start your day that way. And I said, cool. I didn't know I had that kind of power. That's when he hung up. Well, Jerry Bridges started getting that kind of stuff too. And he wrote me a note, and I still have it, and it's sweet. He said, Steve, are you sure we're right? Sometimes when you read the scripture, there are those verses, if you don't know the scripture, that will cause you to stay awake at night. That's the reason I'm here. I'm a Bible teacher. I can't think a thought without thinking a text. I've been teaching this book longer than most of you have been alive, and I understand hermeneutics. That's the principle of interpretation. That's the way you get the whole counsel of God. People, pagans, say you can prove anything by the Bible, and in fact you can. Did you know that? If you want to, this is a big book with a whole lot of words, and you can prove anything with this book if you go to the book to prove things. You're going to hell unless you're entirely sanctified. God knows your secrets, and you're in trouble, and someday you'll stand before Him, and He will destroy you. God is holy, and He is angry, and you need to be very, very afraid. You can prove that in the Bible if you want to go there. But when you go to the Bible to hear the whole counsel of God, to understand what it's about, then you begin to see the kindness of the God who really, really loves His people.